Hello again, welcome back to the Football Spy Show, sponsored by our friends at Renault Vans. And the big players are now starting to make their moves in the transfer window where there is no time to waste. Spurs have moved for the Newcastle striker Andy Carroll in a move that sparked a lot of debate in the Football Spy office. Carroll's only 21, but he's already hit 11 league goals so far this season, and with the supply line he'd get at Spurs, it's a fair bet that he would hit quite a few more. So how much would be an offer that Newcastle couldn't refuse? And would Carroll, who is the darling of Newcastle fans at St James's Park, be tempted by the chance to play in the Champions League? Newcastle have already told Spurs that Carroll is not for sale, but this one isn't over by a long way. All sorts of talk coming out of the USA. The LA Galaxy have approved Tottenham's move for David Beckham, but nothing has been confirmed yet. When it is, we'll let you know right here on Football Spy. And the Spurs boss Harry Redknapp's confirmed he's very much in for the Everton midfielder Steven Pienaar. He's had a contract in the summer. Everton are going to have to sell cut price now or lose Pienaar for nothing in July. And one bit of good news for Newcastle fans. The winger Hatem Ben Arfa has made his loan deal from Marseille permanent on a 4.5-year deal. Lots of you asking about the Sunderland midfielder Jordan Henderson, including Raj Correa and A to the Mish on Twitter. All sorts of speculation doing the rounds about him, with Man City no less being mentioned. But Sunderland say they have no intention of selling him, and if I were him, I'd stay at the Stadium of Light. Time for your messages, and lots of you agree with Mike VP in New York that you'd like to see transfer news from outside the Premier League. So we'll bring you the first in a new slot on the show in just a few minutes. To Spencer Mike, there's no truth in the Kaka to Man United loan deal, although we've had loads of calls in the Spy office, and we've actually had a call from a few Brazilian journalists actually, who claim to have heard of United's interest in signing the Real Madrid midfielder. On Twitter, Richard Smith's asked about news on the possible West Brom signings. Well, Roberto Di Matteo had been in for the Manchester United striker Federico Macheda, but he's now gone to Sampdoria. West Brom also keen on the unsettled Derby defender Dean Leacock, and are also interested in the Aston Villa midfielder Steven Sidwell, who still hasn't signed for West Ham yet. And also Middlesbrough's Julio Arca, he's out of contract in the summer. Still on Twitter, Lee SAFC wants to know about any Sunderland rumours. Well, Steve Bruce confirmed yesterday that he too is on the trail of David Beckham. Vino wants to know if Birmingham are going to sign, in his words, some decent strikers. Robbie Keane odds on to go there from Spurs. Keep your views and your questions coming in, and we'll answer them either directly or on the show. Back to the transfers and some news coming in this morning. Blackburn's new owners have confirmed that as well as wanting to bring Roque Santa Cruz and Damien Duff back to the club, they also want to bring back David Bentley from Spurs. Reports of them trying to tempt Alan Shearer out of retirement to play up front, as yet unfounded. Also, Sky Sports News reporting that the Wolfsburg striker Edin Dzeko going to undergo a medical at Manchester City today ahead of his move there. Time for a quick European roundup. Ajax have signed the young defender Henri Toivomaki until 2013, while the out-of-favour forward Mido has left the club. In Spain, Valencia are ready to hijack Bolton's loan move for the Arsenal striker Carlos Vela. We mentioned Roque Santa Cruz earlier. Well, Lazio in Italy have already had a loan move turned down. Now they're going back in with a view to a permanent deal for him. In France, the agent of the Paris Saint-Germain defender Mamadou Sakho has ruled out a move away from the club during the January transfer window. Barcelona and AC Milan, as well as Arsenal and Liverpool, looking at him. Very good player indeed. Inter Milan very keen on the Udinese striker Alexis Sanchez, been linked with Manchester United in the past. His agent says that he too is staying put this January. They all say that until the money goes down. Before we go, a couple of quick N-Power Championship rumours for you as well. There is an absolute stampede for the Barnsley winger Adam Hamill. Blackpool want to take him into the Premier League, so too do Wigan and Wolves, while Cardiff and Nottingham Forest are also banging there. Forest look as though they could lose striker Nathan Tyson. Our man in the north tells us that he is out of contract in July, and the club don't want to talk about a new deal until the summer. Robert Morris in Rotherham's emailed us asking about the club's star striker Adam Lafondra. Leeds and Sheffield United been both linked with the Miller's goal machine, but no concrete offer come in for him just yet. And one other Rotherham line, they've extended the loan of Will Atkinson from Hull until the end of the season, while Tom Elliott has returned to Leeds. We've got another lower league story for you because a whole host of clubs are chasing the Kettering Town striker James Dance. We'll keep you posted on how that goes. Back to the Premier League, and Juventus are in for the Tottenham superstar Gareth Bale. That's in the Italian daily La Gazzetta dello Sport. They may as well forget it unless they're prepared to offer Spurs some absolutely silly money. We're hearing lots of talk linking Liverpool with an £8.5 million move for the Utrecht striker Ricky van Wolfswinkel. He's 21, got an outstanding goals record, and we'll let you know if anything comes of that. And the West Ham target Demba Ba, he's gone on strike at Hoffenheim in Germany to try and force through his £6 million move to the Premier League. He's described as tall and powerful and has scored 37 goals in 93 games for Hoffenheim. We'll see if he gets his wish. And finally, this is Alex Chamberlain. He's the latest big thing to come out of Southampton after Gareth Bale and Theo Walcott. Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea and Fulham have all had him watched and they all want him. Nigel Adkins at Southampton convinced he can keep the 17-year-old. I'm not so sure. The Football Spy Show is back tomorrow. I'll see you next time.